Hi folks, how you doing? I thought I'd just give you a quick update. It's late actually, it's just gone, well it's coming up to 20, it's hard to see on this clock because there's no numerals on it. About 25 past 11. Anyway, so here's an update on the TEAC. Now, right, you know I said to you the panels needed doing. I haven't done it yet using that stuff. I haven't got round to it. What I have done, I've got to try to take that tarnish off somehow. See, this has been stored somewhere dampish, I think. I'm not sure, but I don't know how to get that little tarnish off. Maybe a bit of metal polish. Any suggestions, anyone? Anyway, I've got a lot of that gunge off that capstan. That was really bad. I had to use acetone, and it's still there. It's like ground in ferric oxide, you know, the stuff from the tape. And because the actual shaft, it's how can I say, sandblasted, so it tends to sort of stay there inside the little pits or whatever. But you know what, it's working like that. I might even leave it like that. But anyway, the head cover, right, you know I said to you I was going to use this paint, and I was right, I was correct, because on the inside of the actual head cover it's smooth, the metal, and they've used the same sort of paint. This is textured, and that's what the head cover is. Now if you can see that, I don't know, see, it looks like the head cover, that texturing effect, see that? And this is if you got TEAC, get some of this. If your head cover's in a bad shape like mine was is the operative word. It's quick drying paint, real feel, textured, coal black. That's the colour you got to use, coal black. And I'll show you what I've done now. You literally got to just, how can I say, just throw a mist over it. Throw a couple of mists, just go from left to right, not too close because the paint will drip. Alright, I used to do spraying years ago, i.e. cars. Not all the time, I used to do it part-time. But you just put a couple of thin layers on it. I'm talking about sort of like left, right, and then you leave it for a second. Then you just go like a couple of strokes, like say 3 strokes maximum, alright, not more than that. And here it is, there's a finished result rather. Look at that, it's just drying off there. But look at that, remember how it was before? If you can't remember, look back on one video and you can see it was all pitted, all sort of like all white bits sticking out of it because it's an alloy. Look at it now. And I masked it all up. I masked around the sides with masking tape. And so I just use a bit of masking tape. See, that's the original side. And this is the spray side. Look at that. Good, eh? Very good. So there we go. Yeah, just a couple of light sprays. But you must use the right paint. Don't use just ordinary black matte because you won't get that effect. You won't get that textured effect. See the texturing on it? So this is exactly the right stuff. I mean, I just really made a sort of educated guess to what paint I should use. But when looking at it, and I looked in the inside of the actual metal, I don't want to touch it at the moment, but it's smooth on the inside. And you can see where there was an overspray of paint, and the overspray was textured. So I thought, yes, that's what they've done. So there we go. So well, I'll put that back in tomorrow. I've got a bit of Eric Clapton in the background. I hope that's not coming through. Bloody hell. It's YouTube copyright. Look at it, look, close up. I want to go there. Get too close. There we go. See the texturing? Lovely, eh? So that's the paint you use if you've got a TEAC and you've got the same problem as me. Or had. So as I said, if you look back on the video, you can see that was like little white bits sticking out. It was like the alloy was being affected by the damp. See, it's like here as well. I mean, the other TEAC I had years ago, the A-4300 auto reverse, that was in better condition really than this. It didn't have all these little bits there and all them white bits. But the only reason I got rid of it is because I was playing some tapes one day, went to the toilet, pressed stop, came back, pressed play, and it didn't go into play again. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Excuse me, I still got this COVID. And I tried everything. Well, I didn't know much at the time. I could have fixed it now, and I know what was wrong with it. It's probably just the motor start capacitor, and no one told me about that. I went on all the forums telling the problems about the TEAC. They said check the transformer voltages. I've done all that. It was all checking out. No one mentioned the motor start cap. Would you believe it? So I sold it for 50 quid, and I think they sell for about 500, 450. I don't know, something like that. Depends. But that's why when I got this machine, I mean, as I said, it had a bent knob. I straightened that out. This is a bit of a labour of love now, because I've got a TEAC again, and I want this one to be perfect. So that's why I've done the head. You know, not the head. Sorry, the head cover. You know, look at that. Look at how good it is. It was only like 3 sprays, sort of like left, right, and then left it a bit, left, right, and then that's it. But as I say, with all paint spraying, do not get too near, because you get runs, and then you've got to rub off the run. Now it's a pain in the bum. So you literally spray with a mist. That's what you do. So don't get too close. This is why all cars are sprayed in paint booths, because you can't spray outside. Forget it. Half your paint will go into the air, and you probably get about 2% of paint on the actual bodywork. I've tried to spray outside, and it's impossible. You can't do it. So there we go. That's drying lovely now. Still a bit wet, but look at the angles of it. Look, see, I'll show you. See, that's the paint. That's the side I painted. So I can't talk when it's getting a bit late. I get a bit incoherent when it gets late. See, that's the other side. Can't even see a line, can you? I sprayed it. Done a pretty good job. Only took me about 10 minutes, to be honest. I think it took me longer to put the masking tape on the sides and the front, so I wouldn't spray the labelling by mistake, the actual lettering. But it's always the same, even cars. When you spray cars, the longest time it takes is to actually mask up the car. So, you know, literally taking the locks off, and to do it properly, you're going to take all the locks off and everything. Years and years ago, there used to be these cheap paint spraying places where they used to do really, really bad spray jobs, where they used to literally just do the basic, what do we call it, masking up, and oh, it was awful. You used to get paint on the rubbers around the windscreen. God, awful. As I say, you got to strip most of the actual locks off and stuff like that to do a proper job with. Oh, what am I talking about cars for? I'm talking about reel to reels. Alright, so there we go. I'll put that back on tomorrow. The 2 screws I've actually stuck into vinegar, a little pot of vinegar, white vinegar, because it had a bit of rust in it. I just want to see if I can get rid of that tiny bit of rust. But what I'll do, I've got a wire brush, and I'll just wire brush it afterwards tomorrow. Give it a wire brush. Don't want any little bits of rust on. And now I've got to try to work out how to take that white stuff off. I might try a bit of acetone, but I don't know whether that's actually affected the metal itself. I don't know. But you know what? It's not causing any harm really. I might just leave it. And that's a lot better now. The capstan. Bummer. Even my other one didn't have that, but it's always kept inside, I suppose. This must have been kept in a damp somewhere at one stage. Hard to turn it by your fingers. Bloody hell. Oh, what a job turning with your fingers. You're turning the big flywheel and the rubber belt. And there it is. That's not too bad. I might give it another little go with the acetone tomorrow. Yeah, you know, I can live with that. It's turning the tape alright. It's pulling the tape through alright, I meant to say. Roller's fine. I've got a spare one actually, brand new one. That one's working, so you know what? If it ain't broke, yep, don't fix it. But look at that. Oh, I'm really pleased with that job. So after I put that on, the panels are coming off. I'm going to recolour this, all the panels. And then I should do a little demonstration on how it sounds, and I should do a recording at the same time. So I've got the, as I said, it's got 3 tape heads, and you can monitor the signal, the output, almost straight away. You just flick from source to tape, and that's it. But I'll show you comparison. So excuse me, burping there. Yeah, and it sounds phenomenal, this machine. That's why it's a bit of a labour of love. as I said, I had the other machine and I got rid of it for next to nothing because I didn't know how to fix it. Oh, then I took it to a radio TV repair shop. The bloke had it for 2.5 years. He couldn't do it. So in the end I had to reclaim it, and I sold it for 50 quid. Because as I said, if I had left it there, he probably would have disposed of it. Because he did that before to a television we had once when I was married, a VHS video recorder with a TV, portable colour one. Oh, that's dirty there. Oh God, I didn't see that roller there. Look at that. That guide. It's filthy. Oh my God. See, I couldn't see it with the cover on properly. I want to give that a clean up. Good God. That one's a bit dirty as well. That's filthy, this one here. Right, I better clean that now. Right, I'm going to go now upload this to the Vintage Audio channel. And I might do another one with the Harvey De Niro channel. So anyway, look at that. Fantastic. What a difference from before. Little white bits sticking out the top. Little white pitting. Yeah, that's drying well now. It's even. So on the last spray, on the third spray, it was a bit shiny on one part. But obviously that's when the paint was still wet. But it's looking pretty even now. That is quite good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Very pleased. You can see that's the older paint slightly. There's not much difference in it. But I'll give it overnight to dry, I think, just to be sure. To be sure, to be sure, to be sure. As I say in Ireland. Yeah, looks good to me. Quite pleased with that. Yeah, so there we go. Right, that's the latest update. Right, I'm going to clean that guide. I didn't know that was so filthy. My God. Alright then folks, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye for now.